It is the time in between. For its transitions, March is an interesting month in the Coastal Triangle. There is the renewal of spring, the filling in of baseball fields, and the breathing in of new life. But there is something bigger here. Let's just call it the shift change, when the winter guests, called snowbirds, migrate north, returning to their nests up I-65 to Duluth, Green Bay, places much colder than here, only to be replaced by spring breakers. Diametrical opposites taking turns for their place in the sun. This is a mind shift for local residents and business leaders who now have to accommodate preferences that leapfrog one and sometimes two generations. No more baby boomer blue plate specials. It's fried shrimp, beer, and bathing suits from here on.
42 countries have I seen. Through it all, just one dream. Just my whiskey glass full and a hand to hold. Home is where your strong man is. Love is where your people are. Joy is loving what you have, and I have you, and you have me.
We wanted to get a taste of snowbird culture, so I brought my mom and dad with me to the Wisconsin Club picnic held at the Orange Beach Community Center. I brought with me a new friend named Bobby Solberg, who is from Little Chute, Wisconsin. He's an excellent guitar player, a country singer, and I'll stop talking and let him start singing. Thank you.
Why can't I find a girl who wants a kiss instead of fight? Instead of one that's gotta prove.
The Wisconsin Club is only one of numerous northern state clubs flocking south to their Alabama Gulf Coast refuge. It started with a few members getting coffee and turned into this, over 700 members strong.
Oh, we come from cold Wisconsin with a cheese head for our hat, and we're going to Alabama where the sun and fun is at. Old Wisconsin, you're too cold for me, so we're going to Alabama with our potluck recipe. The third week, I would have sit-down dinners for people every night.
But they got to be pretty tight groups when my mom and dad lived in Paradise Isle. My mom would tell us.
Oh yeah. We managed Paradise Isle. One of my first jobs when I was a young teenager was maintaining Paradise Isle.
Oh, you did a
Doing all the
wonderful
laundry.
job. We would sit around the pool and it was
that hot
I
tub?
cleaned that pool.
oh, you did a wonderful job. You made more people happy than you could possibly, honestly. But I learned from coming down to Paradise Isle and watching those friends of my mother's that some windows of opportunity to come down and enjoy this is short. 5 years for some people, you know, and what is that? You know, if you can enjoy your spouse and come sit in the sun, do it.
I wasn't sure what to call this one, so I just call it Good Morning, Lord. Good morning, Lord, it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining and everything is okay. There's nothing better than being with you, except maybe even a little more time with you.
With the ticking of life's clock growing louder by the day, our snowbird guests have chosen to spend that precious time here with us. We're so grateful that we decided to take them to dinner at The Wharf. The Wharf is known for retail boutiques, great concerts, and food that Wisconsinites really enjoy. Like the food at Jenny Lane's. Owned by Lane and Jenny Gilbert, they are known for great seafood. And their shrimp and grits recipe? It's award-winning. Before dinner, we met with executive chef John Odom to talk about what his winter guests like to eat. Snowbirds coming in this time of year, what is the favorite thing that they love to eat?
Typically, snowbirds in this area, or winter guests as we like to call them, is a chicken piccata dish.
What? You meant snapper or shrimp piccata, right? I mean, we're 500 yards from the beach here. So they don't eat the shrimp and grits?
They like the shrimp part of it, but a lot of times they don't like the grits. So this one appeases everybody.
How do you make it?
All right, we'll start out first by taking some blended oil. Okay, so we got our chicken breaded up, as you can see. And so it'll be a nice light crust, not a heavy like a fried chicken would be. Right. Now we're just gonna let the chicken brown on each side. Okay. Thyme, oregano, rosemary, basil, and parsley. We're going to add that into the oil. That way it really infuses the flavor throughout it. It makes the herbs pop. Okay, as well, extra garlic and some shallots. Okay, now we're gonna let all that get some color as well. So we'll let that garlic toast slightly, and then we have white wine. We're gonna add that to the pan. Stop the garlic and shallots from cooking.
I like the flame.
Yep, deglaze the pan. Now I'm gonna add the chicken stock to it. Now we're gonna do a little bit of lemon juice. That really gives it an acidity and a pop. We've already caramelized some yellow onions. We're gonna add that to the sauce as well. And then some capers to give it a little tartness and a little acidity as well. So now we're gonna let all this cook down together and make a piccata sauce.
I would think the most popular item on the menu would be seafood,
Yes.
but oddly no.
Well, we do it all here, and it's all hopefully equally as good, no matter what you're in the mood for. If you're in the mood for seafood, we have plenty of that. We have oysters, shrimp and grits, snow crab legs, but we also have land fare as well, which everybody likes chicken. You know, so then you're just gonna add a little butter to it to thin it out, make it nice and creamy. As you can see that, we'll add another little pinch of salt and pepper. As you can see, the chicken's cooked through. The breading is still adhered to the chicken. It didn't fall off.
I see you finished the pasta in the sauce.
Yep. And so we're gonna cook it just a little more salt and pepper because the water dilutes. Pasta water dilutes the sauce. And that's it right there. That is your chicken piccata.
Got a chicken piccata, and the chef wanted to make sure that you got a chance to try it.
Well, this is what apparently the snowbirds really love, is the chicken piccata. Mom told me not to talk with my mouth full. This is really good.
Snowbirds know good food when
They
they
know
see
good
it.
food. Oh. Anyways, maybe a napkin. We have winter guests from so many great states like Michigan, Minnesota, Indiana, Illinois, and even New York. Their numbers have grown to such a degree that the vacation occupancy rate this winter exceeded that of the end of the summer. That has helped well-managed restaurants like this to go from 4 profitable months every year to having as many as 8. That's so different from when I was a kid. And to talk about those days, my mom and dad took our new Wisconsinite friends to the Breakers.
Here we are on a beautiful first day of spring,
Yes.
2018 in Orange Beach. And we're standing on the beach in front of the Breakers condominium, which was the first high-rise condominium in Orange Beach. We were the managers of it, so I remember the first day it opened, we had renters come in, and when they arrived, the parking lot asphalt was still wet. And we were scared to death that they'd walk in on all the new carpets. So we had all the cars parked out on the street. And next door there was a house. Now there's a high-rise condominium. Breakers was a high-rise at 8 stories. Now you can go 27 stories in Orange Beach. We didn't have big crowds of snowbirds in those days. There's no empty building in Gulf Shores in wintertime anymore.
No.
All of you wonderful people come.
We try.
You do, and you fill up the city and you contribute so much to the community in all aspects of the community. We're so grateful to have you all here.
When it gets cold, we are just driven to get out of that cold. It's not, you can only do that so many years.
We love our snowbirds. We love, they just are part of the community. They fit right in. They're wonderful workers. They help us with our spaghetti dinner fundraiser, and they buy a lot of tickets. They work in the pantry. They're just wonderful people, and we look forward to them coming every year. Our biggest problem is we have more snowbirds who would like to volunteer than we have actual work to do.
That's amazing.
It's a wonderful problem, but our snowbirds are not the super rich. They are just solid, good Midwestern people. They have just good, solid values, and they fit in perfectly here.
I know when my friends come down, they're looking for things to do. They love volunteering for the zoo. The zoo is a big thing for the snowbirds. They absolutely love that little zoo. And now that little zoo is going to be a big zoo.
91 acres.
Isn't that amazing?
So what do you think of the snowbirds?
Well, here at the zoo, we don't call them snowbirds. We call them our snow angels. Every year they come down from the north. They bring presents for the animals. They do volunteer work at the zoo. This past winter, our zoo work crew actually made 20 picnic tables for the current zoo and for the new zoo. So we put them to work when they get down here, and the wonderful thing about it, I don't have to pay them. And they do wonderful work. And then once a year, all the snowbird clubs get together and they have what's called a low country boil. And they've been doing this now, I believe it's been like, I think 13, 14 years. And over the last, I've been here 22 years, and over the last 22 years, they've had fundraisers that have brought the zoo over $100,000.
The snowbirds are winter visitors. They do a lot of things for the city. The thing they do for the fire department the most is we have our annual Bob Gilray Brock Fest, and they put it on, do everything for it, and the money that's raised goes to the communities of Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and Fort Morgan fire departments. That does help us out a lot with funds that we do need. We've got to know a lot of them through the years, and they're a lot of fun.
Whether you're a first-time spring breaker or a seasoned snowbird, everybody needs a good watering hole. And there's none better than the Floribama, which has been entertaining visitors and locals for over 50 years. And what better way to introduce this iconic beach bar than with a song from a guy they call Big Earl.
Ranked 49 in the U.S. for being fat. These Alabamians are getting bigger, well, I'll agree with that. In the healthcare, we're at the bottom and we're fading fast. But thank goodness at least we didn't come in last. So thank you, Mississippi. Without you, we'd be 50. I'd buy a drink for the whole state if I could, for making Alabama look good.
Thank you for that. That was special.
Rowena said she couldn't live.
So where are you from?
Michigan.
Michigan. And why did you pick this area?
Straight shot from Gulf Shores
straight
to
shot back home.
One ride up I-65.
We sold everything in July of last year. We're living in our fifth wheel now.
6 years
we're down here. Wouldn't miss it.
Welcome back. Everybody having fun today?
We always have fun. Are you having fun? I'm about 3 years older than spring break. There you go.
We're with Jack Robertson, who's been working at the Flora-Bama for how long?
About 23 years.
And so I understand you're a songwriter, comedian, and I understand you're also responsible for a lot of those bras that are hanging up.
Yeah, I think most of those will probably come from my sister throughout the years. I'll tell you a good story about the bra since it's snowbird season here. So one year, a few years ago, I had a snowbird come up, and she's an elderly woman, of course. And after a couple of bushwhackers, she decided she wants to take her bra off. And she takes it off and hangs it up on the line and had the best time ever. About 2 hours later, when the show was over, she came up to me and still cocktailed up and said, "Man, Big Earl," she said, I really need that bra back. I never had anyone ask for a bra back. So I got a chair, and at the end of the show, we had to go through the bras, but she was pretty inebriated and couldn't remember which one was her. And this went on forever. She had to have that bra, and I said, "That must be an expensive bra." And she goes, "It's not that, it's my sister let me use it. If I don't bring it back, she's gonna kill me." I'm about done.
And then it happened. After the potluck was over, a tectonic shift rocked the house. Some see these young, foolish gyrations and shake their head, but not us. While they might be in the phase of life where they're figuring out who they really are, we know that they are implanting memories, living life as snowbirds in training. Before you know it, they'll be eating potluck and volunteering at the zoo.
Beyond any question. Look at this.
Oh, great to have good experiences like this. This is wonderful.
Well, we're happy.
Oh, no more happy than we are. Jeepers.
All right, this song starts out with a fiddle and it goes, I've been thinking about you every night and day. There's something about you I can't stay away, but I don't think you're believing I'm meaning the words I say. Every time I try to tell you, baby, you keep looking away.